Once in an era in the life of any great nation, emerges an inspirational leader whose footprints on the land transcends national boundaries, impacts the world, and influences the lives of the people in such ways as cannot be forgotten in ages to come. They have appeared in different parts of the world, in different eras, and have influenced the course of history in various ways, both in their countries and around the world. For Ghana and Africa, that inspirational leader of an era was Kwame Nkrumah. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's time saw real blazing ambition at building the nation Ghana and the most cogent of effort at Pan-Africanism. Massive investment in the education of the people and manpower peaked and even caught the attention of the world. Massive investments in visionary infrastructure befuddled supporters and critics alike, resulting in several infrastructure that remain pivotal to the nation's progress even today. Real investment in agriculture brought real reward to the country, resulting in Ghana topping the charts in many places around the world when it came to leadership in the supply of wide-ranging agricultural produce. His times indeed proved to the world then, and even now, that with the right attitude, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. After announcing the centenary of the birth of Kwame Nkrumah to the AU summit in Libya and the unanimous adoption of a resolution for observing the date in all AU member countries, the government of Ghana set up the Kwame Nkrumah Centenary Planning Committee in June 2009 to develop, organize, and implement a program to mark the centenary of the birth of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, first President of the Republic of Ghana. On 2nd June 2009, Mr. John Mahama, Vice President of the Republic, launched the Planning Committee, which presented its preliminary report, setting out a program of activities and a budget to government on 8th July 2009. In developing the program, which ran from September 2009 to May 2010, the committee was guided by 5 principles: to ensure that the celebrations actively involved all sections and generations of Ghanaians in all regions of the country; to reflect the national character of the independence movement and early years of independence, highlighting and exploring Kwame Nkrumah and his times; to portray Nkrumah in its versatility, the intellectual, political, cultural, and visionary dimensions, as well as its leadership role in the African liberation struggle and preeminent Pan-Africanist stature; to redefine the Nkrumah legacy and project it to Ghana and to Africa, distilling and analyzing relevant lessons from the past and applying them to issues confronting Africa today; and finally, to extend the reach of the committee's program and broaden its ownership by collaborating with as many players as possible. The synergy of persons, ideas, and resources achieved as a result of this approach was among the most significant and enriching features of the centenary celebrations. 3 thematic areas define the focus of the celebrations: the artistic, cultural, documentary; intellectual, international; and monuments, memorials, sites, From the perspective of commemorating Nkrumah's life, his times and his legacy at the level of ideas as well as in physical and visual form. This formed the basis of the 3 clusters into which the centenary program was structured, each incorporating all the key aspects of the program while featuring a particular emphasis.
Kwame Nkrumah, say ya kaiwa, ne ya kai for your great accomplishments. And your ma waya magana mind ye, say ya kasa ye kanina, and the ankadia bachi asansaye.
The birthday cluster, which centered around 21st September, the centenary birthday itself, emphasized the ceremonial aspects of the celebrations.
You were truly a visionary leader, but was not able to make your vision materialize because of your detractors.
Events in the independence cluster emphasized the independence struggle, culminating in the Independence Day parade and gymnastics display on 6th March. The emphasis of the Africa Liberation Week cluster was the Pan-African internationalist as well as the intellectual dimension of the celebrations, culminating in the Africa Liberation Day ceremony on 25th May. This presentation sets out to highlight the series of events as they unfolded throughout the celebrations to serve as an audiovisual archive. The presentation will seek to invoke in Ghana and Africa a collective reflection on Nkrumah's life through the various programs organized. Arguments will be advanced depicting Nkrumah's conception of culture and the role of the arts in nation building and towards the unity of Africa. Throughout the celebrations, the committee sought to promote reflection on Nkrumah's life and work through film, theatre, music, dance, and pageantry. The specific goals included depicting Nkrumah's conception of culture and the role of the arts, recalling the golden age of the arts in Ghana, projecting African unity through art and culture, and asking the question, Nkrumah's vision, a dream unfulfilled? Thus, most centenary celebration events featured interludes of organized group performances as well as spontaneous self-expression. Patriotic choral music, traditional drumming and dance, a wide variety of other musical forms and poetry were used to drive home the messages of the celebration. In line with the collaborative character of the celebrations, the committee commissioned key productions and collaborated actively in programs organized by other organizations. These included theatre productions, film screenings, exhibitions, and open-air music concerts, all going together to portray Dr. Nkrumah's conviction in the potency of the arts and popular participation in Africa's self-development and unity. In line with appeals to towns, institutions, and corporate bodies in Ghana to contribute in their own special ways to the marking of the centenary in various ways that will help make the centenary year a memorable one, the Volta River Authority, VRA, collaborated with Ghana Post to produce commemorative stamps that tell the story of VRA and Nkrumah's role in its founding. The Ghana Education Service, for its part, produced and distributed special Kwame Nkrumah exercise books to schools throughout the country. While Ghana's first floating oil production, storage and offloading platform was named the Kwame Nkrumah FPSO. Again, the special edition of the new 2 cedi note issued by the Bank of Ghana to coincide with the Independence Day, 6 March 2010, features an image and monument of Kwame Nkrumah, specifically commemorating the centenary celebrations. Programs and activities under this theme of the celebrations reflected the intellectual, political, cultural, and visionary dimensions of Kwame Nkrumah, as well as his exemplary leadership role in the African liberation struggle, not forgetting his preeminent Pan-Africanist and internationalist stature. The Planning Committee, often in collaboration with other organizations, organized a range of lectures, symposia, a book launch, and exhibitions. While conveying the sense of Nkrumah's intellectual legacy, the range and geographical spread of these activities reinforced the inclusiveness as well as the national and transgenerational character for the celebrations. Among the most notable of these activities was the Kwame Nkrumah Centenary Campus Lectures series. The lectures featured on university and polytechnic campuses in all 10 regions of Ghana, drawing in tertiary as well as high school students. This added to the geographical coverage and youth orientation of the celebrations. The reception of the lectures by students was overwhelmingly enthusiastic, with critical interest and perceptive questions asked. This brought into sharp relief the urgent need to make available in our schools and tertiary institutions accurate information and reading material on the independence struggle and Pan-Africanism. These events were well patronized not only by students, but also by a cross-section of the Ghanaian public, ensuring the popularization of discussions on the life, times, and ideas of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The Africa Liberation Week was jointly organized by the Government of Ghana and the African Union. President John Evans Atta Mills performed the ceremonial opening on 23rd May at the Accra International Conference Center. Among the dignitaries in attendance were President Abdoulaye Wade of Senegal, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Odeyin Ajumogobia, representing President Goodluck Jonathan, Mr. Kenneth Kaunda, former President of Zambia, Erastus Mwencha, Deputy Chairman of the African Union Commission, and Ambassador Dudley Thompson, co-founder of the World African Diaspora Union and colleague of Nkrumah, leading the African diaspora representatives. Major events of the week included the African Youth Summit for students and youth from all over Africa. The summit provided an excellent forum for reflection on Nkrumah's belief in African unity and the indispensable role of the youth in Africa's political and intellectual development.
The Accra Declaration in 2007 recognized the importance of involving the African diaspora in the processes of economical and political integration on our continent.
I come from a region, the Central Africa, where some of us are in the eastern side, others belong to the southern side. And that is what these gradually advance.
Evidence of infrastructural development and projects arising from economic integration makes it strong and a strong case for us to have a union government now, but not in the future.
There should be one seat dedicated at the continental level to our colleagues in the diaspora to participate in the quest for unity.
We could imitate, in this case, the European example. We could have a union for each country will still preserve her national language.
Strengthening our international intergovernmental organizations within our major sub-regions, removing the issues of superiority are what we need to look at before we think of a united front in the sense of a continental union government.
We should rather strengthen the regional economic committees as a requirement for a continental government. This may be true, Your Excellencies, but for how long shall we wait for the regional economic communities?
The summit communique was presented to the Deputy AU Commission Chairman, Erastus Mwencha, for